so strong that Martin Romualdez had to resign as Speaker of the House.
Ang ating mga kababayan ay naghahangad ng linaw at higit sa lahat ng tiwala. Tungkulin natin ito'y may balik. The longer I stay, the heavier.
Inatawag ito parang Mongoloid, no? Ang ina niya Pilipino, pag nagtagalog parang ingot. Yung pinsan naman niya, tunay-tuleladang pansit ang pinagsasasabi. Hayop tong magpinsan na to. Hindi ko alam kung lahi ng mga tanga ito o sunog na, tostado na yung mga utak nito, kakasinghot ng mga kung ano-ano. Parang baliw. Parang grade 1 magsalita. Walang yan. Tagalog na binabasa na. Kala mo, Amerikanong Judas eh. Marunong magtagalog. Ang ina niyan.
That burden grows on me, on this House, and on the President I've always sought to support. And so, after deep reflection and prayer, I have made a decision today with a full heart and a clear conscience. I tender my resignation as Speaker of the House of Representatives.
When he was Speaker of the House, he handpicked Zaldico, a contractor who is the representative of Ako Bicol party list for many years. He handpicked Zaldico as chair of the Appropriations Committee and by so doing controlled the many party list representatives in the House aside from the district representatives. And Zaldico, being a trusted lieutenant of Martin Romualdez, eventually got the job done. In fact, he was so successful that notwithstanding a deficit, the unprogrammed funds in 2023 to 2024 was around 247 billion. And from that amount, they released more than 100 billion in infrastructure, specifically flood control projects, which eventually were discovered to be ghost projects or non-existent or substandard. And these funds became the source of kickbacks, which Zaldico later disclosed how he, upon the instruction of Martin Romualdez, padded the budget, made sure that the insertions and other instructions were done in the small committee or bicameral conference, and made sure that the kickbacks were delivered by him personally. Of course, using his bodyguards, the 18 former Marines who gave notarized statements that they performed several deliveries in suitcases. Maraming maleta na hinatid nila sa bahay ni Martin Romualdez sa McKinley Street. At lahat ng ito nangyari nung hindi na si Martin Romualdez ang speaker. He was already out of power when the 18 Marines came out. But there was one Marine who first came out after Zaldico fled the country, and his name was Gutesa.
Tuwing may duty detail ako sa basura, pumupunta kami sa 28 Ladybug Corner, Dragonfly, Valle Verde 6, Pasig City. Tagabuhat lang ako ng malita ng basura. Ang ibig sabihin ng basura ay malita na may lamang pera.
Now, Gutesa is very important because it was his statement in the Blue Ribbon Committee that the Ombudsman used in the complaint for plunder, graft, indirect bribery, and money laundering against Martin Romualdez. Now, remember that Ombudsman Boying Rimulya and Martin Romualdez are fraternity brothers in Upsilon Sigma Phi. And so, at first, I said, I doubt it very much because of their ties of loyalty. But something must have happened. And that something will probably reveal itself to us in the next few weeks. Something must have happened that Ombudsman Rimulya all of a sudden announced that the plunder case will be filed against Martin Romualdez in the coming weeks. Martin, who has long been invisible until he showed up in the House of Representatives to receive the ovation of his colleagues in the majority, and was in fact in and out, but often absent in the House of Representatives until he came out in a videotape statement a few days ago. And his statement is shocking to those who thought Rimulya would never file a plunder charge against Martin Romualdez, his fraternity brother. Then let's listen to Martin's videotape statement where he says, I'm not going to be a scapegoat. He says, I will not go alone. And he says, I'm not the mastermind. I'm not the mastermind. All of these projects were executed by the executive department.
I did not hide, I did not run. I did not evade scrutiny. I faced it head on within the proper channel because I know there is no evidence that proves I committed plunder, conspiracy to commit plunder, or any similar offense that the Ombudsman may be contemplating against me. And because I have nothing to hide, I am today authorizing the immediate public release of the affidavit I submitted, together with all supporting information, so that the Filipino people can judge for themselves who has been transparent and who is simply being politically targeted. Now let us address the most absurd accusation of all, that I am supposedly the mastermind of this corruption scheme. How can I be the mastermind? I was the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, but the House of Representatives is only one part of the branch of government, the legislature. I want to make this simple and clear. The national budget does not depend on just one person. The budget does not begin in the House. It begins in the executive. The agencies and
Yeah, ito, tinan nyo. Sinabi niya dito, it begins in the executive. Sinabi niya dito na, I am not the mastermind. If hindi siya mastermind, sino? Saldico? Boss nila si Saldico, ganun. Dahil si Saldico na lang nagpresidente. Yeah, si Saldico na lang nag-Speaker of the House. Bakit siya pa? Bakit ikaw pa? So sinabi niya executive. Napapansin ninyo. Kapag si Amy Marcos ang nagsasalita, dinudurog masyado nito ni Claire Castro. Kapag si Inday nagsasalita, talagang overprotective ito si Claire Castro. Pero bakit nung si Romualdez na nagsalita about the executive, ang tanging depensa lang ni Claire Castro is, hindi ibig sabihin executive, presidente lang yan. Ang executive, marami yan, malaki yan, oo. So wag nating isisi sa isang tao lang. Ang executive is executive, tapos marami yan mga sub committee ganyan. Hindi, maraming departments yan. Department of Education, di ba? Department of Agrarian Reform, Department of Public Works and Highways, tapos Department of Budget and Management. So, yan yung sinasabi ni Claire Castro. Ganun lang niya dinipensahan. Hindi niya binanatan si Romualdez, hindi niya binaboy si Romualdez, hindi niya sinabi si Romualdez na ikaw ang tinuturo ng tao, ikaw ang tinuturo ng kaso, ipagtanggol mo yung sarili mo. Ganun. Harapin mo na lang yung mga kaso mo. Wala silang ganung sinasabi. So doon pa lang malalaman mo na Doon pa lang makikita mo na talagang may something itong magpinsan na ito. Itong ginagawa nila na yan. Kunyari ito nagagalit, nagsasalita na ganyan. Pautot lang nila yan, palabas lang nila yan. Para kunyari, nagkakaroon na sila ng problema. Pero sa totoo lang, nagtatrayduran naman na talaga yung mga yan. Pero ito, pa rin nila yan? Pinagplanuhan pa rin nila yan. Kasi alam na ng Malacanang kung ano isasagot niya kagad dito sa sa sinabi dito ni Romualdez. Pero pagkalinaw-linaw nito, di ba? Hindi ako mastermind at hindi ako ang may hawak ng budget, kundi executive ang may hawak. Bakit? Kami magpapasa, pag-uusapan ng Senado, tapos ibibigay sa kanya. Ang presidente may kapangyarihan para yung budget na binigay mo sa kanya, i-ekis niya. At ibalik sa amin kung may problema. But the fact na pinirmahan niya yun, ibig sabihin siya yung may authority, may final say patungkol doon sa budget na yun. At kung pinirmahan niya yun, ibig sabihin, aprobado niya yun. Kung aprobado niya yun, ibig sabihin, alam niya na kung ano yung mga kukubrahin nila doon. Nautusan lang niya itong mga ito na gumawa ng corruption, pero siya pa rin na mag-a-approve ng corruption, syempre, meron din siyang kickback doon. Ganun yun. Kita ninyo, nakasuhan na ba to? Hindi pa. Nakulong na ba to? Hindi pa. Inang buhay ito. Ilang buwan na simula nung nagsalita itong ulol na ito. Hanggang ngayon, si Boying Rimulya, inuna pa si Jinggoy. Nauna pa si Jinggoy. Si Jinggoy, sinabi na nga nung mga nagsalita dyan sa Senado na mga, magnanakaw sa DPWH, hindi nila kilala si Jinggoy. Hindi sila nag-abot ng pera kay Jinggoy, pero nauna pa si Jinggoy. Samantalang, sinasabi nila si Zaldico may kasalanan, yung mga alagad ni Zaldico ang tinuturo, ito si Martin Romualdez at sandamukal na mga congressman, pero wala pang congressman na nakukulong. Natatandaan niyo yung sinasabi ko, na noong panahon ni Marcos Sr., kinandado niya ang Congress at ang Senate. Tapos, ibinalik niya, Congress lang, yung Senate hindi. Kasi, kontrolado nila yung Congress. Kontrolado nila yung Congress kasi nga, ang Congress, distrito man lang yan. Wala silang pakialam kung masira sila sa ibang distrito, basta sa distrito nila mabango sila. Kung mabango sila sa distrito nila, paano sila magpapabango sa distrito nila? Gagawa lang sila ng gagawa ng mga proyekto. Sino mag-approve ng mga proyekto nila? Executive at saka yung DPWH, tama? Itong mga senador, ang constituencies nito, isang buong bansa, malakas itong mga ito sa election at saka sa popularity. Itong mga Congress, they're not after popularity. Kailangan nilang kumilos nang kahit na magalit ang buong sambayanan, basta mananalo lang sila sa distrito nila, hindi sila matatanggal sa posisyon. Ganun yun. Kaya mas lamang sa alamang na yung Congress at saka itong presidente, meron talagang approved na sindikato. Yung Senado, mangilan-ngilan, pero hindi nila kayang makontrol ang Senado dahil nga yung Senado, pinapangalagaan nila yung kanilang image. Ganun yun. Nakikits nyo? Kaya nga, sigurado ako na si Bongbong at saka itong magpinsan na to, pucha, riding in tandem yan. Kasi kung ang pera nanggagaling sa Senado, naglagay sana siya ng kamag-anak niya dyan sa Senado bilang Senate President. Pero hindi. At saka, ang Senate President, madaling palitan. Katulad nga nito, nangyari kala Chis Escudero, di ba? Aso man nila yan noon, pero napalitan din agad. Bakit? Kasi nga, doon sa impeachment ni Sara, nilagay nila yung matandang aso nila, pinakamatandang aso nila si Tito Soto. So, madaling maagaw ang Senado. Versus dito sa Congress, mahirap. Bakit? Kasi hawak mo sila sa liig dahil nga, para manalo sila dun sa katiting na na distrito nila, kailangan nila ng proyekto. Pag sinakal mo yan, hindi mo na yan binigyan ng budget. Hindi na yan nakapagproyekto sa kanyang distrito. Tapos na siya kagad sa constituency niya, mananalo na kagad yung susunod na kakandidato dahil wala siyang silbi. Ganun yun, kaya hawak nila sa liig yung mga congressman. Nagigets nyo? Diretso natin to.
Departments prepare their proposals. The executive consolidates them into the National Expenditure Program, and that program is then submitted to Congress. From there, the House deliberates, but the House is not one person, and it is certainly not the Speaker alone. It is a collegial body made up of hundreds of members, multiple committees, vice chairs, and institutional processes. In fact, there are around 85 committees, each with its own jurisdiction, leadership, and members. No speaker can personally control every committee, much less direct the actions of other branches or government agencies.
Martin Romualdez is telling us that he's just the speaker. And no speaker can actually control all these committees. But this is far from the image we used to see and from what congressmen say or said about him. This is an image that doesn't jive with the real Martin Romualdez, who is addicted to power and control. So if he says, I'm just the speaker, I did not create that budget just by myself. It went through several committees, he said. And as the speaker, there is no way I could have controlled all of these congressmen, which is totally not true. Because if you remember the first impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara, it could not have happened. So, if Martin Romualdez did not have that kind of control and grip over his congressmen and congresswomen. Remember that the speaker has the power to release or to hold all these project funds of the congressman, district, or party list. He's so powerful because he's not only speaker, he's the first cousin of the president. So the image that he's trying to tell us that, I'm just a speaker. I cannot possibly be responsible for this alone. And this is when you will see na gagawin niyang sangkalan si Saldico, which is why Saldico had to resign. Remember? Saldico had to resign from the Appropriations Committee before Martin Romualdez resigned as Speaker.
And in the Appropriations Committee itself, there are already more than 100 members, with many vice chairs, and Representative Toby Tiangco, who has been very vocal and upfront on this issue over the past months, was himself a vice chair of the Appropriations Committee in the previous Congress. So I have to ask, if there were real concerns about irregularities in the budget process, why were these not formally raised during the deliberations, or even during the plenary? The budget deliberation does not stop in the House. The Senate also conducts its own deliberations, reviews its own version, and plays its own role in shaping the final budget, and it is not a bystander. It is an active constitutional participant in this process. After that, the House and the Senate reconcile their versions in the bicameral conference committee. Only then is the final bill transmitted to the President for approval or veto. So let us be honest about what becomes law. The national budget is not the act of one person or one chamber. It is a product of a constitutional chain involving the executive, the House, and the Senate. This is something I want the public to understand. The budget process is collective, multi-layered, and shared. Accountability must apply to everyone involved, not selectively assigned after the fact.
Martin is saying that he is not the mastermind. And if he's going to be prosecuted for it, all who are involved should be prosecuted. And then he's telling us that there are so many chairs of committees in the House. And they all worked on that budget that was approved by the House and forwarded to the small committee in the Senate and the bicameral conference. But again, he misleads us because this is not the Martin Romualdez that people see in public, in the House, in the way the congressmen kowtow to him. They practically look at him as a god, hopefully with a small letter G. So he portrays himself as a minor player in the preparation of the budget. In fact, Martin says, I was not present in the small committee. True, he was not present because he sent Zaldico there. Siyempre, wise siya. So that if there's any, problem later,
Maganda yun yung sinabi dito ni Guanzon wais si Romualdez for hiring itong si Zaldico, which is engot-engot. Makita mo naman si Zaldico. Mukha talaga siyang malambot Nakita nyo naman si Zaldico, mukha talaga siyang tatanga-tanga, hindi ba? So pag tanga-tanga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, mahilig silang kukuha ng mga tao na tatanga-tanga kasi pag tanga, inutusan mo yan, gagawin lang niya. Para lang mapasaya ka niya dahil gusto kanyang maging kaibigan, kahit gagawin yan. Kasi tanga yan hindi ba? Nakita nyo si Claire Castro. Sa kagustuhan niya nung posisyon na yun. Dati man lang siyang walang kliyenteng lawyer, tapos vlogger, tapos bigla siyang ginawang undersecretary. Sa kagustuhan niya na mga natili dyan dahil nga fame whore yung babae na yan. Nilagay siya dyan. Bakit siya nilagay dyan? Matalino ba siya? Magaling ba siya mag-English? Hindi. Sino ba mga dating mga nakalagay dyan? Di ba? Sila Trixie Cruz Angeles. Ang uhusay ng mga inilagay dyan. Yung mga dating mga spokesperson, Sal Panelo, sila Harry Roque. Ang tatalino niyan, bakit ka naglagay ng barok mag-English na USEC dyan sa PCO? Bakit? Kasi nga, pag bobo, pag tanga, kahit mali yung iutos mo, gagawin yan. Kasi nga, bobo at tanga yan. Ganun niya. So, naglalagay, di ba sinabi ko rin sa inyo, mahilig maglagay si Bongbong ng mga tanga, na mga secretary. Para Para pagka sumablay, sisisihin lang niya. Ganun. Kaya nga sabi ko nga, bagamat bopol magparalakad ng pamahalaan ito si Bongbong, matalino to pagdating sa pananagutan. Matalino ito pagdating sa pag-iwas sa pananagutan. Kaya ang ginagawa niya, naglalagay siya ng mga tao na mga tatanga-tanga na tuturuan niya o uutusan nila na gumawa ng mga bagay na pantanga, gagawin naman dahil tanga. Tapos, pagka sumablay, sasabihin niya, wala akong alam, kasalanan niya yan. Tanga yun. Hindi niya rin kayang ipagtanggol yung sarili niya kasi tanga siya, di ba? Sino? Diyan sa Senado. Sinong ilalagay nila diyan na Senate President? Tanga rin. Sino? Si Gatchalian. Ayaw niyang magkaroon ng hearing tungkol sa flood control. Bakit? Kasi lagi binabaha sa kanila sa Valenzuela. Naglagay ba sila ng magaling na pumalit kay Tito Soto? Hindi. Naglagay sila ng puppet. Pag tanga nga kasi pwede mong gawing puppet. Ba't hindi mo nilagay si Ping Lacson? Ba't hindi mo nilagay si sino ba magaling? Wala magaling kasi doon. Si si Pangilinan, ba't di mo nilagay? Nilagay nila doon si Win Gatchalian kasi si Win Gatchalian muntik nang maging mongoloid. Bugok man yan. So sobrang bugok man yan, niwanan ng jowa yan. Pero nilagay siya doon para utos-utosan. Kita mo kung hindi ka ba naman tanga, hindi ikaw ang Senate President, pero umaasta ka na Senate President. Sinong sisisihin mo? Yung mga kasamahan mo na naglagay sa'yo dyan? Ikaw ang mananagot sa batas kapag ka nalaman na, pag napatunayan na yung ginawa nyo dyan sa Senado, katarantaduhan. Ikaw, kasi ikaw yung tumayo para doon sa katarantaduhang pag-aagaw nila ng pag-aagaw nyo ng kapangyarihan dyan sa Senado so dahil engot siya, hindi niya alam na napakadelikado nung ginagawa niya. Kasi paglabag sa batas yun, pag lumabag ka sa batas bilang isang government official, meron kang matinding kaparusahan diyan. Naglagay siya ng tanga. Ganun din si Martin Romualdez, naglagay din ng tanga na na pwede niyang utusan na parang aso. Noong nagkabistuhan, anong sabi niya? Wala naman ako sa small committee. Si Zaldico nandun. Si Chis Escudero nandun. Hindi ba? So para hindi sila masisi, kita mo si Bongbong ngayon, pagka sinisisi mo, anong sagot nila? Hindi niya kasalanan yan. Hindi lang naman siya ang executive. Hindi niya kasalanan yan. Kasalanan ng DPWH yan. Hindi niya kasalanan yan. Kasalanan ng ganito. Magaling sila umiwas. Bakit? Kasi nga, yung krimen, hindi sila mismo ang gumagawa para hindi sila ang agad-agad na maituturo as mastermind. Pero, ang hindi nila naiintindihan is matalino na ang tao, may mga pirma sila doon sa korupsyon na yun dahil inapprove nila yun. Oh, so, ganun ang ginawa nila dito mga bossing. Nakikita nyo yung pattern nitong magpinsan, parehas sila ng, dalawa yan na nagplano eh. Parehas sila ng ginagawa, puro bugok yung mga inilalagay nila para napakadali lang nilang ilaglag. Kasi kung tanga ka para gawin yung isang bagay na illegal at labag sa batas, sigurado ko, mas tanga ka para ipagtanggol mo yung sarili mo. Hindi mo kaya ipagtanggol sarili mo. Kasi inutusan ka ng mali, ginawa mo eh. Ibig sabihin, bugok ka.
Saldico will be the sangkalan. That every time that Saldico made moves in the small committees, these moves were not without Martin's direction, order, and control. Because as Speaker of the House, he had supervision and control over all the committees, and including his representatives in the small committee, such as Saldico as chair of the Appropriations Committee. And then he says, I'm not the mastermind. How could I have conspired? How can there be conspiracy? He says, when my participation is just in the passing of that appropriation budget. And after that, it went to the Senate. And after it passed, it is up to the executive, the DPWH, to implement it. I have nothing to do with the implementation. So how could I have conspired?
And certainly not when it becomes politically useful. If corruption were to occur in a magnitude made known to us over the past months, then it's clear that the real corruption does not happen at the level of the general legislative approval alone. It happens at the level of execution of the General Appropriations Act. It happens when projects are implemented. It happens where projects are actually implemented, where procurement is undertaken, where monetary disbursements are actually made. And it happens when substandard projects are passed off as legitimate or when ghost projects are made to appear real. That is why command responsibility is far more logically relevant in the executive branch, where there is actually supervision, operational control, and implementation on the ground, than in the collegial legislative body, where constitutional role is deliberation and appropriation. Congress does not build flood control projects. Congress does not conduct procurement. Congress does not inspect whether a project was actually completed. Congress does not certify whether the work done was substandard or not. So if the allegation is that there was a systemic corruption in flood control implementation, then the public should ask the obvious question: where does implementation actually happen? Definitely not in the session hall of the House of Representatives. Here's the simplest way to test that theory that I am the mastermind of this scheme. If I were truly involved in a fraudulent scheme of this nature, then the first place one would expect to see that pattern would be in my own district, in the projects most easily associated with me. You would have seen it in Tacloban, but I say this with absolute certainty. You won't see it in my district. My district has 0 ghost and 0 substandard flood control projects.
O, diba? O, naglagay ba siya ng mga proyekto sa distrito niya na sablay? Yung bang mga tawag dito, yung bang mga ghost projects nasa kanya? Wala. O para hindi siya masisi. Para magamit niya tong pa-victim card na to na hindi ako magnanakaw. Kung magnanakaw ako, nakita nyo, wala akong flood control ghost project sa sa aking lugar. Wala akong ganito sa lugar. Wala. O, di ba? Yun yung ganyang katalino, yung mga kawatan na magpinsan na yan. Kaya nilang iaalis nila yung sarili nila doon sa korupsyon, pagagalawin nila yung ibang tao doon sa korupsyon. Tapos pag nagkahulihan at tinuro sila, sasabihin nila, wala kami dyan. Labas kami dyan. Ganun din si Bongbong, di ba? O sino nagsasalita para sa kanya? Di ba? Si Claire Castro. Ano may nangyari dyan sa Senado? Anong ginawa ni Bongbong? O, labas ako dyan. Walang nag-utos, walang nagpapunta dyan, walang arrest warrant, o walang nagpapa-aresto kay Bato. Pero, makikita mo, mga sumunod na araw, nag-i-statement na siya, na si Bato, ganito, si Bato, ganyan, sumagot sa batas, ganito, ganyan, wag magtago. Ganyan katalino yung mga yan pagdating sa pagnanakaw, pero pagdating sa pagtulong sa kapwa Pilipino, sa pagpapaunlad ng bayang Pilipinas, putya, walang pakiyan. Ang gusto lang ng dalawang magpinsan na yan, paunlarin yung ekonomiya nila. Tinan mo, silang dalawa lang yung tumaas yung net worth. Silang dalawa lang tumaas ang net worth, yung mga kababayan nila, mga Pilipino, constituent sila, probinsya nila, tumaas ang net worth.
Of course, his district has 0 ghost flood control and substandard projects. He's not stupid. He's He's very, very smart.
Kami ang boses ng masa, hindi natatakot. Katotohanan lang, di kami nalulunod. Walang bahid ng sismis, lahat ay totoo. Kahit sino ka pa, pag mali ka babanatan ka. Walang pinipili kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot, para sa bayan tuloy ang sigaw. Sa harap ng kamera, walang halong takot. Mga baluk